Hey guys, it is Laura Marano, and I'm so excited to be a part of Modeliste this October. Cover girl. I grew up in a part of LA called Woodland Hills, actually. So I am one of the few, born and raised LA girl, total Valley girl, and it's my home. I've been here since literally forever. I originally got into acting with kind of a funny story. So my sister and I grew up in this children's theater that my mom owned and still owns, and we loved it. We loved performing. I loved any sort of performing, be it acting. I was always making up songs on the spot. People were annoyed. No, they actually kind of were, because they were really long, but I just loved doing it and I loved performing. And so we grew up in this theater. My sister asked my mom straight up, hey, can we be professional actresses? She wasn't even asking for me, she was asking for herself. And my mom said, nope, no, not gonna happen, no, no. Her whole mentality was that it's a pretty tough business, it's a lot of rejection. She's like, I don't want to put my kids in that. But my sister is like the most persistent person on the face of the earth. So she continued to beg my mom every day for 2 years. And my mom finally got guilted into it, but still didn't really want us to do it. So she looked up agents and found an agent that is known to turn down kids like 95% of the time. And she was like, ding, 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 take my kids to that agent and they'll get rejected and they won't want to do it anymore and they'll realize it's much harder than they think. So Vanessa's 8, I'm 5. I'm not even really going in to audition. My dad teaches and my mom works at home, and she was able to drive my sister, but you know, what are you gonna do with me? You gotta take me. So I'm on the road with them and in the office, and my sister goes in and the agent asks to see my mom, and I follow my mom, and I'm obnoxious. I'm 5. I'm ridiculously outgoing, and so the agent tells my mom, we want to take Vanessa, my sister. My mom's like, what? And then I say, I don't have an agent. And the agent says, oh honey, I'll take you too. And my mom's like, what? And we've been with the same agents ever since, which is actually kind of amazing. Being a part of Austin Alley was one of the most special experiences of my life. I absolutely adored the cast and crew. I mean, you know, everyone uses the term family so loosely when they're talking about projects, but it's so easy to become a family with someone because you're spending so many hours with them, and especially when they're like really good people, it's kind of just inevitable to feel like that with them. And so I had such an amazing time, and it was a different experience for me because, you know, all the kind of projects I was doing before were a little bit more adult. You know, like none of my friends could ever watch. In fact, like no one really believed I was an actress. It was like starting in high school, people started getting into like the other things I was in, like Dexter, Superbad. But when I was growing up, everyone was like, why do you miss school, Laura? You're a weirdo. But when I got Austin Alley, it was finally something that kind of people my age, people a little bit younger than I really connected to. And that was such an awesome, cool experience for me. And on top of that, getting to do music as well, and getting to work with people that I honestly really got along with and enjoyed. It was just kind of the best experience ever. It was really, really special. One of my best memories from being on set, it's hard to pick because there's a lot of pretty amazing moments and memories, but honestly, going back to the first episode we ever filmed, the pilot episode, when we didn't even know if the show was going to go to series and become anything. There was our live audience taping, and keep in mind, this was like our first episode. Again, we like didn't know this was gonna go to series. None of the kids knew who we were. And after we filmed the episode, all the kids in the audience like were freaking out and like wanted to get our autograph and wanted to like take pictures with us, and all of us were like, this kind of feels like this could be something special. Like this is crazy. And afterwards we were playing piano and we were playing all the instruments on set, and it was such an amazing moment. We all 4 looked at each other and were like, this could be it. Yes, I have a film called The War with Grandpa that's coming out in October, which is pretty insane considering I just finished filming it in the end of June. Like, that doesn't happen. The turnaround is pretty insane. It's about, in the core of it, kind of the love of family and, you know, really appreciating the family around you. But, you know, more details, Robert De Niro plays the grandpa in the movie, and my younger brother in the movie, the grandson, and him have a bit of a conflict, a war going on, because the grandpa, Rob, has to move back into the house, and he takes the grandson's room, and so shenanigans occur, and it's, not gonna lie, pretty adorable and pretty hilarious. We have like the craziest cast of all time. It's Robert De Niro, Bob, crazy, Uma Thurman, Rob Riggle, Christopher Walken, Cheech Marin, Jane Seymour, like the list goes on and on and on, and it's really, really fun. I honestly couldn't believe every day I was going to set that I was a part of it. Like, it was the most surreal working experience of my life. It was awesome. I played Mia, so I was the eldest grandchild, and I guess I would say this role was a little different than some of the other characters I've played, because she was pretty like self-involved, and to the point where I really kind of had fun with it. Like some of the other characters I've played, there's, you know, I think we're all humans, we're all selfish a little bit, but she was like pretty more obviously into herself and into like what was going on in her life. So it was really kind of fun to play that part of, you know, her character and play that up. A typical day on set during filming War with Grandpa was I got up from the hotel, would go down, there was a van waiting and the cast members were there. We would go on set, and you know, filming a movie is so different than filming a TV show, especially a TV show like Austin Alley, where, you know, we could spend all day on one scene, and that was totally fine. Like, we had the time to do it. You know, you have to get all the different angles. There's one scene in the movie that literally actually took like, I think like 6 days to film. It's a pretty intense scene. So it's, you know, not necessarily slower paced in the feeling of filming, but slower paced in the amount of like stuff you get done per day, because you just get different angles. It's pretty different, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, so I signed with Warner Brothers a few months ago, and I'm so ridiculously happy and grateful. I have been singing for as long as I can remember. Flashback to when I was a little girl and annoying people with my 7-minute long songs. It's just something I've always wanted to do, and it's funny, I don't kind of know where it comes from because no one in my family does it, but I've always been obsessed with it. And you know, I was doing amateur like recording and songwriting sessions when I was like 11 to 14 and 15, and when I started doing Austin Alley, a lot more doors opened for me because the whole show was about music. I literally played a songwriter in the show, super cool. So, you know, I got music managers, I started doing actually professional co-writing sessions, I signed a first record deal, and it's been kind of a crazy ride and a crazy journey like the past few years, and I finally really feel so at home with Warner Brothers and feel like that is exactly the place I belong as an artist and just as like a team member. So we're definitely working on music. We want to release a whole body of music. A single's gonna be coming first, and you know, I feel so hard for my fans because they have been waiting so hard for my music. Like since I started Austin Alley, I've been kind of writing for my debut album, and it's gone through so many bumps and so many challenges, and so many beautiful, wonderful things have occurred. But I finally feel like we're getting to the end of the road, and finally the debut album's coming. So that's really, really exciting. Yes, finally. I do play instruments. I play piano. I've been playing piano since I've been 9. So I'm kind of obsessed. I wish I played a few more instruments, but I'm pretty happy playing piano. It's like where I feel most at home. And my style of music, it's kind of, when I describe it to people who are in music, they're like, oh, I get what you're talking about. But every time I describe it to people, like when I was filming this past summer, and you know, I mentioned it would come out that I was a singer, people would be like, what's your style of music? And I would say, it's moody pop. And everyone was like, what is moody pop? It just makes so much sense to me. It's the moment you hear like the songs I've been doing, it makes a lot of sense. But if you kind of take it out of context, you're like, what are you talking about? But yeah, it's I would say it's moody pop. It's definitely pop. It's a little moody. I'm a pretty happy person, but I like to write kind of moody music recently. I don't know why. There's so many amazing people in music right now. Oh, it's so awesome and so cool. I've always been a fan of Pink. Pink is my everything. She's so underrated. She's so good. I love her so much. She's incredible. I love Julia Michaels. She's super special, and just as a person and a writer and a singer and everything. I really, you gotta say Bieber, because Bieber, every song he puts out, you're kind of like, yes, what is happening? But there's so many people. It's like Niall Slowhands, I was like obsessed with this year. It's just been an amazing year for music. When I'm not working, I am so boring. I like sleep on my couch and watch Harry Potter movies and read. And that's like it. I sometimes, if I'm really feeling crazy, go to the bookstore and hang out, so. Woo! My fashion style is kind of, there's like two sides to it. So on one end, I'm like obsessed with Stevie Nicks, and I kind of love like the really cool like witchy leather situation she has going on. It's witchy flowy leather. It's pretty huge in Stevie Nicks land. That I've always been obsessed with. And then, I can get like a little girly. Like I recently, it's funny how your style kind of evolves and changes, like everything when you grow up. But I've recently become really obsessed with like flowy skirts and dresses. I used to be, and I still am very much like a skinny jeans, like rocker tee girl. But over like the course of 6 months, I've found my love for dresses again and flowy skirts, so that's been really cool. Ooh, I have a few favorite items at home. I have like these Hudson bell-bottom jeans that I'm obsessed with, and I've been obsessed with for a while. I have this like kind of vintage black and white flowy skirt that I just like put on with a crop top or like a t-shirt, and I'm like, I feel ready. I can either go to a meeting or the beach, who knows? I don't know. And then I love chokers. Like this year I've become really, really just, I keep saying obsessed, but it's so true. There's no other word to describe it. Obsessed with chokers. They're so cute. Maybe it's the short hair with the chokers. This is kind of the first time in my whole life, a long time, that I've had like short hair. So it's like I'm finding different new things to kind of complement that. So it's been cool. My current favorite lip shades are definitely, I love coral. I've always loved coral since I was like 14. That's always one of my favorite shades. Definitely become more of a red girl. Wasn't always courageous enough to go red, because it takes a certain amount of bravery to really go for it. But, I really, once again, when I cut my hair and I kind of brought it back to my natural color, a little darker, it just felt right. And so I took that step, got my MAC red lipstick, got a lip pencil, and, it's kind of amazing when you have nothing else going on hair and makeup wise. If you just want to put some mascara, put those red lips on, maybe put some shades on, good to go, just saying. Besides my wallet, my flip phone, and keys, 3 things that I never leave the house is probably my mini iPad. Long story. I'm kind of a bag lady, so this is really hard. Like, I carry a lint roller in my purse, because you never know when you need it. But iPad, let's say some gum, like put in some Orbit, you're doing great. You never know when you might need it. And then like just some Burt's Bees chapstick, because they feel great and they're really cute. There's like little bees on the packaging, so maybe you don't even need to put it on your lips. You just need to have a smile, and you look at it and you smile. So that's great. The place that I've never visited that I've always wanted to go to, Probably France, Paris. I've actually never been to neither Paris nor France at all, and I've always wanted to go. I think I'm gonna fall in love and like be obsessed. But I've also always wanted to go to like pretty much like anywhere in Africa, to be honest. Like just anywhere on that continent, I'd be like, woohoo, what's up? Because I just think it would be just beautiful and amazing. But also South America as well. I don't know, it's a really hard question. There's so many places I want to go to. My favorite late night snack, I have a few. Pancakes. Go to IHOP at 12 midnight and you're doing great. Cheerios, it's all breakfast items, I don't know why. Honey Nut Cheerios are great. Again with the bee thing, don't know. But also when in doubt, just popcorn, you know. Who needs to watch a movie? Just have some popcorn or read a book. It's fantastic, let me tell you. My favorite look today that I did in the shoot, I think there was this amazing, like, Dolce & Gabbana, like, bodysuit situation. Well, not bodysuit, it was like a, dress, colorful, but it had, you know, lace and you could see through it, so I had to wear a bodysuit underneath, and it was just, like, amazing. And I couldn't really totally appreciate it because I was wearing it out in the cold and I was cold. But then afterwards I saw some pictures and I was like, wow, this is amazing, it looks so beautiful. So that was like one of my favorites. So there's a lot of great things today. My favorite part of the shoot location was that it was so close to the airport. I've never been to this area and not gone to the airport. So like, you know, like the few last shots of the day, we looked at like planes, we were on the rooftop and like planes are like going down, and it was really cool. It was really crazy. I'm looking so forward to this year. Like there's so many things in the works that I've been working for in so many different capacities. So obviously the World Grandpa's coming out, a movie that I, you know, did last year that I have a pretty small part in, but I think is like pretty epic, is coming out in the fall called Lady Bird. And it's Greta Gerwig is directing and wrote it, and Saoirse Ronan is starring in it. And I just worked on it for like a few days, but it was like the coolest experience, and I'm really excited for it because I think like the script was amazing and shooting it was amazing. I myself produced a movie for the first time with my mom and sister called Saving Zoe, which is a book that I have owned the rights to for 10 years, which is insane. So we finally filmed that like, you know, in July, August, and it's, you know, we're gonna be releasing it at some point, hopefully kind of putting it in film festivals. So that's been really cool, kind of on the acting standpoint. And on the music standpoint, I just am so excited for my debut album. Like I'm really, really excited. I've been working so hard for it, and all I've ever wanted to do is make amazing music to share with my fans, and I think they've wanted that too, so I'm glad we're on the same page with that. And I think they're gonna kind of love this direction that I've been in, because I don't know, it feels really right for me. So I'm kind of like in a place where like, I love it, so that's cool. It's really, really exciting, and everything honestly feels super right, and I am beyond grateful and excited to release it this year. So, yay! Yay! Thank you! Thank you!